This is Aries 083 for the Retroactive Toys channel. I'm gonna do a video review of Marvel Legends Beta Ray Bill from the MODOK series. Um, I like Beta Ray Bill. He's a cool character. He's pretty horsey. As you guys already saw, um, he made a cameo in the Thor keyring review. So I decided I was gonna go back to my storage bin and get his hammer and then make a honest to goodness review of this guy. I have to tell you guys that I've been an avid action figure shopper since the late 90s, like 99, 97. Well, 97. Well, I since like 99, 2000, around there. I came back to the States in 97, but that's a story for another day. But I had after I got out of Gundam, when Gundam Seed was airing on Toonami, I decided to get into Marvel Legends, and luckily I got into the line around wave 4 when the thing came out, so I was able to keep on collecting. But by the time this guy rolled out, Marvel Legends was on its way out. It was kind of dying. It was like, I believe the MODOK wave, which this guy is a part of, was the last wave from Toy Biz, and then the license was sold to Hasbro. So I don't remember where I got this guy. I do know that a while after that I would find him in KB stores. I would find a lot of the series in the store, and I think they had them for cheap. I don't know if it was like $7.99 or $5.99, but I picked up various of these guys. This is actually my double from my collection. I still have one in storage, and I borrowed his hammer. So where now if you're looking to buy this guy now, you'd have to check eBay. If I worked at Hasbro with the release of Marvel Legends, what I would do is I would try to see if I could re-release these old Marvel Legends figures back to the public, which would in some cases make people sad because their $100 Deadpool would probably go down in price. But I think it's the way they've been doing the Marvel Universe thing, with the revision cases and packing old figures. I think they could do that with Marvel Legends. And it would also fix the problem of making a new Beta Ray Bill, unless they want to do that. But basically, I got this guy, I think, at KB's for around $7.99. Born of an extraterrestrial race from a doomed planet, Bill Walters, really? Bill Walters? Was scientifically transformed into the powerful protector of his homeworld survivors. Now known as Beta Ray Bill, he triumphed in a chance battle with Thor, proving himself worthy of the enchanted hammer Mjolnir. Instead of claiming Thor's birthright for himself, Odin bestowed the mystical hammer Stormbreaker upon him, giving him many of Thor's fabled powers. Now Beta Ray Bill fights with the power of a thunder god. So, really? Bill Walters? I don't know why I like Beta Ray Bill. I guess it's the, like I've said before, I love the door costume look on him. The fact that he has a horse's head or something that looks like a horse's head also helps to make him stand out as a character. I know from the Superhero Squad cartoon and from reading that he's from like a race called the Corbinites, and I think it's kind of cool that he could fight alongside Thor. I would create something like the Door Corps, where I'd put everyone that has two circles on their chest in a group, like Door, Eric Masterson, Beta Ray Bill, and Valkyrie. But I just like him. I don't know a lot about him. I don't know, like, I think he was in love with Sif for a while. I don't know a lot about him, but I like his look, and that's enough for me. Usually with toys, I'll make a backstory for him if I have to. Like if I was a writer on Thor, I'd just make my own story and ignore the rest of the continuity and do what I like. But that's it for the history of Beta Ray Bill. Um, the articulation in this figure is excellent. The only thing is that the range of articulation is kind of off. First off, he has a joint here for the jaw. Could go hello. Really? He has a ball jointed neck that lets him look side to side and up and down. This is as far up for those flying poses, and as far down. He has a mid-torso joint here, but it doesn't go back so much. It bends more forward than back. His arms have ball jointed shoulders, but the ball joints are a little tight, as you can see. And looking at the joint in here and out here, see, he can't bring his arms all the way down. That's as much down as they go. He has the one joint elbow here, which only goes up to here. It feels ratcheted, but I don't think it is. I don't see any ratchets in there, but it does make clicky sounds. He has a swivel wrist and has a hinge at the wrist, which lets his hand move down like that, but not so much up. This hand has a, I guess this is a mid-hand joint, and his 3 fingers are on one piece. This other hand here is sculpted to hold his hammer, but it's so inflexible that I had to put the hammer in from the top. That's why I haven't taken it out. It's so hard to put in. I had to squeeze this and put it through there. So yeah, he holds his hammer pretty good, but there is no joint in that hand, as you can see. He has a swivel waist right here, ball jointed hips, but the joints are so hard that I've never even ratcheted. Oh, I never realized there was ratchets in these, but I guess I did, but it's been so long. So he has ball jointed hips. Yeah. Burn. He has double jointed knees right here. There's no swivel up here. He does have a swivel here in the middle of his calf, which totally messes up the look of his boot. And he has hinged ankles, and I guess you could call them rocker ankles, and a mid-toe joint for horsing around. Accessories included with this action figure are his flight stand. Low, I'm just kidding. There. The only thing that comes with him is not Mjolnir, Stormbreaker, which is made of one piece of plastic, and it also has kind of a soft plastic loop at the end, as you can see here. I have Beta Ray on my makeshift flying stand. That's why he's like moving around. One of the cool things that Toy Biz started doing around the end of its Marvel Legends run was that it started making everything count. So I guess these are kind of like accessories. I'm gonna take Luke Cage, for example, which I just did a toy haul video of, and figures would include a diorama, a 32-page comic book, and a little stand for the diorama. The diorama was actually the back part. Well, my base can't go, my tripod can't go up any higher. The diorama was actually this part of the packaging, the blue cardboard. As you can see with Luke Cage, there is the beginning of the picture here, this diorama. So they made it that even this little thing, the cardboard thing in here that a lot of people would chuck, I didn't draw out until later, I guess. They made this count. So that was pretty cool. And of course, you would have a piece to build your own figure. In Beta Ray Bill's case, it was MODOK. In Mr. Cage's case, it's Mojo. But they made everything count. That's why a lot of people love the Toy Biz line of Marvel Legends. So here's a closer look at Stormbreaker. It's made out of one piece. It's made out of 2 halves of plastic, as you can see. It doesn't feel hollow. And this part, the strap, is made out of softer plastic than the rest of the hammer. So let's take a look at Beta Ray Bill's face sculpt. He looks pretty mean for a horse. You know, I guess after after centuries of people riding on their backs, I'd be upset too. So he has a lot of detail in his sculpt in terms of furrows and wrinkles, as well as his skin too, but on the face you can see you can't avoid, you know, having this joint here. But I think the upcoming Marvel Universe version of the figure is gonna have him eternally screaming, which I don't think I'm gonna like. These wings up here are made out of soft plastic. It's not really that soft, but after being stored for about 2 or 3 years, They started to warp. His teeth are well detailed. You can see that he has a tongue. And even the roof of his mouth is painted. He's been eating too much Captain Crunch. Cutting the roof of his mouth. But it's a good head sculpt. One of the best that I've seen out there. So what's my final verdict for Mr. Bill? Marvel Legends was an awesome line. It was 6-inch figures for the low price of $10. Sometimes it would go up a tiny bit to like 13, but it was you would get what you paid for. You would get quality scopes. This sculpt of Beta Ray Bill is done by the Four Horsemen at a cheap price, and you would get a comic book included. Just like I'm a comic book fan. I recently bought Essential X-Men #5. I've gotten back into reading comics because I've been able to find trades for cheap, for like convention prices, but I don't buy floppies anymore. So you would get a free floppy with the Marvel Legends figure. I don't know how I feel about the new the return of Marvel Legends in 2012. There is like an included comic. I think it's part of the packaging, that some new story that you have to collect all the figures, build to get the Build-A-Figure pieces and get the pieces of the story. I don't know how that's gonna work out, or how the swapping of characters mid-line, like replacing Thunderball with Pile Driver or Madam Mask with Madam Hydra. I don't know how that's gonna work out. Depending on the price, I'm gonna be on with the new Marvel Legends, but maybe even despite the price, I might be on if I could find them on sale. But this figure, if you're a fan of Beta Ray Bill, I would recommend that you get it. I don't think they're gonna release Beta Ray Bill in the new Marvel Legends line, but it's an excellent sculpt. He looks good. The only thing I don't like is the articulation so much. Forgot to mention that there is a joint here that lets the arms move forward and back. It's kind of stiff. I don't like the fact that he can't bring down his arms down to his side, but I've heard that Nick Fury from the Captain America 6-inch line also has that problem. So it's something that's been plaguing Marvel Legends figures for a long time. I'm looking at Luke Cage, and I don't think he can bring his arms down all the way to his side either. But his are just too out there. Do I recommend getting him? Like I said, I picked this guy up for maybe $7.99 at KB Toys back then. I wouldn't pay more than $15. I wouldn't pay more than $15 for this figure if you find them out there on eBay or on the internet. But if anything, hey, it's a good figure. I'm rambling. Should you get them, yes or no? That depends on you. I would get him because I'm a fan of Thor, and he would look great next to any of your Thors on your shelf, especially your what is it, Lord of Asgard Thunder, which is now on sale on my eBay store. This is Aries 083. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys out there. A horse is a horse, of course.